Hi, my name is Nicholas Kim, and I've been suffering from disease, schizophrenia, for 4 years. It's been a hard life. It's my doctor. He'll explain my condition.
Schizophrenia is a neurological disease. There are two types of effects it has on the recipient, positive and negative. Positive is when there is a marked presence of exaggerated processes, such as disordered thoughts, delusions, and hallucinations. The negative effects are when there is an absence of emotion or emotional flatness, and include symptoms like depression. 1% of people in the world are affected by this disease, and they suffer from parts of the brain failing to connect to each other efficiently, which leads to lack of coordination and coherence within the brain. Its name was given because schizo means fragmented and phren means mind. Symptoms in early stages include the start of being apathetic and withdrawn from social activities and other people. Clear symptoms appear soon after, and the positive symptoms like hallucinations, delusions, and disordered thoughts occur severely and suddenly in episodes.
At the genetic level, nothing is known for sure, but there are many studies that suggest that certain genes are involved in schizophrenia, and microarrays gave a basis for which genes are likely cause of schizophrenia, and some of the stated genes, like the RGS4 gene, were discovered to be involved. Certain genes, like the VCFS gene, are expressed more or less and increase the risk for schizophrenia because they normally regulate the level of certain neurotransmitters. These varying levels of neurotransmitters can have similar effects to drugs like hallucinogens and result in positive and negative symptoms. Other genes have similar stimulating or regulating effects that lead to the change in moods and levels of neurotransmitters in schizophrenic patients.
Neurotransmitters are almost definitely the cause of the mood and positive symptoms of schizophrenia. There are three main hypotheses that support the neurotransmitters are the main reason for schizophrenia symptoms. The dopamine hypothesis suggests that there is too much dopamine in the system due to failure of regulation of certain genes, and this overstimulation causes schizophrenic symptoms. The second of the hypotheses is the serotonin hypothesis, which, similar to the dopamine hypothesis, serotonin is restricted to specific receptors, and this lack of serotonin also causes schizophrenic symptoms, like hallucinations and delusions. The third hypothesis is the butamine hypothesis, where the receptors to butamine restrict butamine from entering, and this also induces common schizophrenic symptoms. These three hypotheses are supported by the evidence that several drug users that take drugs which restrict serotonin and glutamine and stimulate dopamine have very similar effects from the drugs as schizophrenic patients suffer. The biochemical aspect of this disease raises interest in how exactly cells of a schizophrenic patient differ from that of a normal person to develop with these abnormalities.
Schizophrenia is caused in the developmental stage when a group of genes cause subtle abnormalities in the brain. These abnormalities cause neural circuits to form in a way that causes them to break down in time from stressfulness or overuse. Scientists believe that by looking at molecular maps, they will be able to discover the proper drug to cure schizophrenia. The genes in question are different from genes involved in other diseases. It is thought that they affect the synapses, and that the synapses are more complex than originally thought, and that they are similar to a computer or computer chip. Many parts of the brain are affected by these genes.
Of the brain are involved in executive processes and working memory. The dorsolateral prefrontal cortex and the hippocampus. Due to how people with schizophrenia access memories differently than others, these two areas of the brain, which have to do with memory, are prime suspects to the cause of the disease. The theory that hippocampus is related to schizophrenia is also related to the fact that both occurrences of schizophrenia and disturbances in the hippocampus are rare. The ability to call upon prior experiences using one's working memory leads to behavioral oddities in schizophrenic patients and aversion from social activities.
As mentioned before, there are positive or exaggerated symptoms like hallucinations, delusions, and disordered thoughts, and negative symptoms like an absence of emotion or emotional flatness. This disease usually appears in late adolescents and young adults, and there are no certain indicators of the disease externally because there isn't a common symptom found in all schizophrenic patients. However, there are early indicators that suggest that a child may be schizophrenic, such as the negative symptoms, depression, awkwardness, and a decline in school performance or cognitive ability. The disease isn't usually diagnosed by doctors, but by psychiatrists that notice behavioral differences in patients, which is then confirmed by doctors to be schizophrenia. Several areas of the brain are not connected efficiently in this disease and cause a decline in cognitive processes. The different types of symptoms are hallucinations and delusions.
Stay away! Touch me. Touch me.
Disordered thoughts.
Hey Nick, did you do the bio homework?
What the hell?
The T-notes.
Oh yeah, the English homework, I remember.
No, the bio homework.
Oh my god, this class is gonna be so mad.
The bio homework, Nick. Did you do the T-notes?
Oh no, screw that.
Paranoia. Absence of emotion.
Hey Nick, did you hear?
No,
You didn't hear about you and Allison?
no.
Dude, she cheated on you. With Levine.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Dude, it's with Levine. Aren't you sad?
I guess.
Mad?
No. I
You're not
guess.
mad? Nick, what's wrong with you, dude? Why aren't you showing any emotion? Your girlfriend cheated on you.
Dude, I have schizophrenia.
There is no sure treatment for this disease. However, primary treatment is often antipsychotic medications that restrict the effects of the positive symptoms and having episodes. There is no drug to really treat the negative symptoms, but the schizophrenic patient needs to be assured that they are going to be okay and be optimistic about their condition in order to prevent severe depression and other negative symptoms. Passively, the patients are encouraged to go through with their daily activities, but should restrict themselves when they reach the limit of their condition. Basically, drugs help with the positive symptoms, while the negative symptoms are mainly based on the patient's state of mind. This rare disease is a burden to live with, but it can be endured if one with it receives moral support and doesn't lose hope.